What up? This is your boy Checo.
This is your boy Noe. What up?
And this is Compas Unfiltered. Thank you guys for listening, for watching. Make sure you guys follow all of our social media, subscribe and like.
And make sure you go rate us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Make sure you drop a comment on YouTube. Like and subscribe.
Yes, sir. Enjoy the episode. Episode 1, 2, 3, and we're back. What up, compa Noe?
What it is, bro? What up? He threw me off there. Locutor voice came in and shit. I was like, oh.
A huevo, güey. You know Jalisco shit, right?
Yeah. Period.
Yeah, look at, I knew she was going to jump in.
Our guest today, paisana de Jalisco, Karla. Thank you for coming to the pod.
Thank you for having me.
What up?
Welcome to Compas Unfiltered. You have your own pod.
I do.
I've been listening. It's awesome.
Yeah?
I really enjoy it.
No.
My opinion is that you have a talent, bro. Because
no way.
100%. You do most of your pods by yourself. Mm-hmm. I try to do one by myself, and I couldn't even get through like 2 minutes of it. Where I was like, fuck, man, I found fucking stupid. Like, there's no one here to like that feedback, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so, and I hear other pods when they do it, I'm like, how the fuck do they do it? Like, I can't. So that's a talent for me, for real.
Really?
Like, that's badass.
And you know what's crazy? I feel like my episodes by myself, I get nervous because I am by myself. Like, I have to keep the conversation going and, you know, talk about the topics and whatever it is that I'm talking about at that moment, you know? So to hear that, I'm actually kind of shocked because I feel like my best episodes are with guests, to be honest.
Right.
If I'm being honest.
Because it's natural
to talk.
right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like once I have someone there, like, to give me feedback, even the last one that I did with my friend Mello, I don't know if you guys know him, but it was really natural for me to have that conversation because obviously I've known him for a long time. We have a lot to talk about. And then the episode that I was going to drop this week, which I haven't even posted, was by myself. And I'm just like, fuck, like, I don't know if I should post it. I get really in my head sometimes, but we're our biggest critic.
Of course, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we are. No, I mean, I see it from like the podcaster view, right? Because obviously we do podcasting ourselves, right. And I tried it myself, so I can, I have an appreciation for people who could do it, just because I know I can't, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, 100%. Your guests are awesome as well. You've had really good guests. Like I said, I've been binging for the last couple of days, trying to get to know you.
Notes? Yeah.
Trying to get to know something. That's why I was like, paisana de Jalisco.
Yes.
Born in Jalisco, right?
Born in Jalisco.
Guadalajara?
Yes. Born there. Came here when I was 5 years old. And been here ever since. Never went back.
Loving it.
In Aurora. A-Town.
So you guys came straight to Aurora?
No. So me and my mom, obviously, you know, we came here by ourselves first. We stopped in Ontario after we crossed the border, and we have family out there, Ontario, California. And from there, we came to Aurora, which most of my family, like my uncles and everybody else that migrated before us, like, that's where we came. And after that, like, all my tios, primos, like, we've been here ever since then. But I love Aurora, you know? I do.
But West Side, right? Not
West
the East
Side?
Side?
Hell no.
Not the East Side?
Let's get it clear.
That's messed up, bro.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
We're on the East Side, just so you know.
East Side? East Side? That's where the podcast is. This is headquarters, homie. Right?
We're on the East Side, right?
Yeah, this is literally the East Side. Yeah. Literally the East Side.
I don't know. I'm just talking shit.
I
put it in my GPS every day. Shit, like, how do I get there?
You do not put your GPS.
Shut up. I was going to say, you know how to get here, probably.
Bro, I say you come here at least 4 times a month. There's no way.
Nah, I got it down packed.
So what got you into podcasting?
I mean, if I'm being serious, so I don't know. You said you heard my episode with Kenji and stuff. I don't know if you remember like what happened, but I did a little bit of time in county. And when I was in county, I was fairly new to the fact that they had fucking tablets that you're able to text on and watch movies on and stuff. And not only did they have radio, but they had podcasts, like self-motivation podcasts. And that's where my recognition, or like, I wasn't even aware that podcasts were really even like a thing, to be honest. Like, you know, this was back 2019. So for like 4 years ago. And then after I got out of county, that's when Kenji started doing like the Talking My Shit podcast. And I'm like, damn, like this is really a thing. Like people are really doing it. Once I started seeing him do it and then me getting in tune with like $1 million worth of game and like all the other podcasts that I was like really listening to, people would tell me like when I brought it up to my friends, they're like, dude, you'd be perfect for it. Like you have a good voice, you know how to talk to people, you're a great conversation starter. And I was like, man, you know what? Like, it's now or never. You know, like, I'm going to really kick it off. I'm going to buy myself my little MacBook, my mic, and let's get it. So ever since then, like, I've been, you know, trying to network, like, even with you guys, you know, like, I'm grateful that you guys even gave me the opportunity to even come,
100%.
you know, and do it. Because it's dope to see other people, their setups, how they go about their stuff. Like, it's like inspiring in a way, you know?
She was testing our hater, bro. She was like, let me see how much they hate. If they don't bring me on, they some haters.
Right. I was like, if they don't bring me on, they fake as hell. Nah. Just kidding.
No, not at all.
No, somebody had I can't even remember. Somebody had shared one of your guys' like little stories on Instagram or something.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And that's where I found you guys because I saw that you guys were like a Chicago-based like podcast. So I'm like, oh, like they're nearby. Like, let me check them out. And your guys' episodes are dope. Even the one you guys did with that girl Danny or Donnie. Oh, that was a good episode. Like with the whole kids and everything. That was really good.
That was
crazy.
The most recent one, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. We had one after that, but yeah.
With like a guest. I guess.
Simone. Yeah, with a guest. Yeah, but I'm gonna backtrack, and if you don't mind talking about this, about you said you did some time.
I did.
You ended up in county.
I did,
and that was a wild story when I heard it on Ken's pod.
Yeah,
I was like, damn. I'll let you go into it. I don't want to butcher your story.
No. Yeah. So like back in 2017, I had an accident like in Aurora. Like I don't know if you guys are familiar with the area. It was on Lake Street, New York Street, and I had an accident with a pedestrian, which is really unfortunate. And even till this day, like, it doesn't sit right with me, but you know, life goes on. I learn from my mistakes. So basically, you know, I had the accident with him. I left the scene because I was scared. You know, I realized, like, I was like, you know, it's not a fucking trash can or something in the middle of the street. It's not a fucking deer. Like it must have been a person that I hit, you know, like there's no way that, you know, something just hopped over my car.
Was this at nighttime? Sorry.
It was at nighttime. Yeah. So it was at nighttime and I called the police when I got to my house, and obviously the first thing that they're going to do is DUI test you, you know? So I did the sobriety test, I blew or whatever. And they were like, okay, you know, we know that you're not drunk or anything. We know that you're not, you know, under the influence, but, you know, by law, we have to go take you to the hospital and you have to give us blood. And I was like, for what? You know, like, what do you need my blood for? You know? And they're like, oh, we just want to make sure that you don't have anything else in your system. And I'm like telling them, I'm like, sir, like, I smoke weed. So you're going to find weed in my system, you know, and I don't want that shit to come back on me. And, you know, police being police. Oh, no, you're fine. You know, we're not going to test it for that. I was stupid. I was naive. At the time, I'm 22.
So, lawyer?
Yeah, but I'm
saying now you would be like,
now I know.
Don't.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
like, even like when I did talk to my lawyer after that, he was like, man, I wish you would have known what you know now. You should have just said no, and they would have suspended your license for 6 months.
Go into that. So continue your story. We'll go into that.
You know, I was like, I was scared for my life. You know, like I was like, fuck, like this is real life shit. You know, and I'm like I said, I'm 22. I'm young as hell at the time, which I'm 28 right now, so it's a big difference. And they were like, oh well, you know, let's go to the hospital, blah blah. So we went to the hospital. They took blood. They took urine. And they send it out to a lab. So they have to wait for the results to come back for them to even try to charge me. They let me go that night. So I was like, all right, maybe, you know, they just know it's a freak accident. It could have happened to anyone, you know? A couple months later go by. And I'm like literally about to go to sleep. Like I'll never forget it. It's a fucking Sunday night, I swear. And I'm like t-shirt, shorts, like getting ready to go to bed. And I hear like, like on my fucking door. At the time I'm staying with my parents. And it's 11 o'clock at night. And I see like cop cars. Like it wasn't like one or two. It was like 5 canine units, a paddy wagon. Like, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So they like knock on the door. I open the door and they're like, yeah, we're looking for Karla Huerta. And I was like, yeah, it's me. And they're like, okay, we need you to step out. And I'm like, fuck, like, what's going on? And they're like, yeah, we need you to turn around. Mind you, I don't even have no shoes on. Like, that was like the lowest of the lowest that I felt, that they would just take me like that. You know, they arrested me.
Question real quick. There was no communication with the police after that?
Nope.
So they didn't even reach out and say, hey, we're working on this. Or this is
no.
So they're never on your side.
They were never on my side at all. They just looked at me like, hey, she did this and that's it. You know, like, let's get the evidence. Let's charge her. Let's get to it, you know? So, yeah, after, like, they cuffed me, I was, like, asking the guy. Like, I was like, sir, you have to tell me what you're charging me with. Like, I don't understand why I'm in handcuffs, about to get on this paddy wagon. What the fuck is going on? And they're like, yeah, we're charging you with the aggravated DUI. I'm like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean aggravated DUI? You know, like, what? And they're like, yeah, your samples came back positive for marijuana. I'm like, dude, I told you guys that. I told you that was going to happen. You know, if that was the case, like, obviously they weren't going to tell me, hey, don't do it. You know, they're not.
Right.
They can't
They're
do
not
that.
on your side.
Exactly. So I was like, fuck, like, this is real. So they ended up taking me to APD, but my mom a real one. My mom, dude, she went up there 5 minutes. Like, they didn't even try to put me in a cell or anything. They literally took my fingerprints and they're like, yeah, somebody's already here to pick you up. And when she picked me up and I got in the car, like, that's when it really sunk in me. Like, I was like, dude, I'm about to fight a felony. Like, I never asked for this to happen to me. I never wanted this to happen to me. I don't know why it happened to me. I started questioning God a lot. Like, I started really being like, ¿por qué yo? You know, like, ¿por qué a mí? Like, ¿por qué me pasó esto a mí? You know, I never wanted to hurt the man intentionally. You know, I never wanted to do that. So I fought the case for 2 years after that. This was 2017. And in May of 2019 was my last hearing, technically. And they charged me. They ended up charging me with an aggravated DUI, but I did a cold plea. So technically, instead of going to trial and having a jury decide what it was, I let the judge decide my sentencing. So it was really in her hands, you know, and the whole time, like, and this is why I always say, like, I'm kind of glad how everything happened, how it happened, because within that time frame that they kept, like, extending the court dates, the judge that was appointed to, you know, my case, he had a daughter that died from a drunk driver, and they used to call him Hang 'em Halleck. So anybody that came in that court date or court that had any type of DUI, he was sentencing them like, oh, you're gone. I'm giving you the max.
Personal.
You know, it's personal for him. And it just so happened to be that the year before they sentenced me, which was 2018, he retired and another judge got appointed to me. So she was freshly new. She kept extending the dates because she wanted to see the facts. She wasn't just going to give me 12 years, which was the max. You know, she was going to really look at what happened, realize what happened, and really be fair with the sentencing. So they extended it. And then, you know, when I ended up going to court, the family was there. And it was really tough for me because, you know, the guy ended up passing away.
From the
injuries. He was in a coma for about 1.5 years. And the reason why I did a cold plea was because if I didn't do the cold plea, they would have changed the class 4 to a class 2. So that would have been non-probationable. I would have had to go to prison regardless, whatever the sentencing was. So she was like, you know, at the court date, she heard the facts. They brought up, you know, the fact that he was drunk. He had stuff in his system as well. So he wasn't really conscious at the time either, you know?
Which is probably why he walked into the street.
You know, and it was crazy, you know, because she said it in the court date. She's like, look, after overlooking everything, overseeing everything, this is going to be really tough for me and for the other family. You know, I want to tell you that I know that you didn't do this on purpose, but I'm going to have to sentence you to 180 days in Kane County, you know, adult judicial center, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, whoa, like, that's when it hit me. I'm not going home. Like, I'm going to stay here. This is my home for the next 6 months. Like, I was in total shock. Like, I felt like anxiety overtook my body. I started having an anxiety attack. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy for me to have gone through that so young. But when I was in county, I had enough time to really think about a lot of shit. Like, I thought about what I wanted to do with my life when I got out, different things that I wanted to do. At the time, I was in a really toxic relationship. I saw that wasn't good for me. It was just crazy. I wouldn't change a thing, and especially being in there. Like I told you, I felt like God really dropped the ball on me. Like, I was like, dude, my whole life I had a great childhood, great parents, great family, and now I grow up, and why do I have to go through this? Like, he humbled me. He took away everything. At the time, I was doing insurance, making great money as a 22-year-old, and then for him to take that away from me, I was like, ¿qué te hice for you to do this to me? Pero I felt like those things had to happen in order for me to get out of county and go twice as hard. Like, everything had to be taken away from me for me to be better. And I till this day, I wouldn't change a thing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it sucks and it hurts me. I still have PTSD and nightmares because I know that I caused someone's life. But knowing that I didn't do it intentionally makes me like, okay,
Now, can we go into details of like what happened that night? Like, where were you coming from that night?
So, like I said, I was in a toxic relationship. I was going to my best friend's house, and she's a chef, so she was like prepping because she was doing plate sales in Aurora. Now she lives in Atlanta, but at the time she lived in Aurora. And me and my boyfriend at the time were arguing, and I was like hitting her up. I was like, hey girl, like, I'm gonna go to your house. I need to get away. I just need to leave. Like, let me go and vent to you, whatever, girl shit.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I got into an accident. I always think about it. I should never left. I should never left the house. I should have just dealt with him.
Little things like
or whatever,
that.
Yeah. Like,
the small decisions that cause.
The small decisions, yeah. But you know what? That really taught me because yo soy bien, like, actúo the emotions. Like, I always act on my emotions. If I'm mad, let me get the fuck out of here. I don't want to deal with you. It is what it is, Or if, like, I'm very, like, impulsive, I should say. I'm very impulsive. And that was an impulsive decision. I just wanted to get away from him. I wanted to be away from everyone. Like, honestly, I was going to go to her house just to smoke,
So that changed everything for you going forward.
Yeah.
Now you sit back and contemplate before making decisions.
Yeah,
and stuff like
absolutely.
Now, you got the time in jail, right? 180 days. You were feeling at your worst. Did you see the family's reaction?
Yeah.
Because they wanted you to get the max?
Yeah. I mean, even before she sentenced me, they did like an impact letter, which one of the sisters like wrote.
They get to read it out?
Yeah. And the guy, like, he had a son, which was, like I said, was unfortunate, because obviously I had a son too. So she was just like, now I'm going to have to be the one to take care of him. He's going to have to grow up without a dad. And obviously that it's sad, like, I didn't want that, but I did. They were crying. They were upset. During the time that I was fighting the case, I had ran into like the sister.
Because they're from around here too.
Yeah. So I had ran into the sister, and she would just like, I remember I was at Chili's with my friend, and I didn't even know who she was or what, but me being friendly how I am, like, she was like, oh, hey, Karla, like, but she said it like in a yeah, bitch, you see me, and I was like, oh, hey, and like, I turned around and I saw her and I realized who she was, and I was like, damn, like, they're on me, like, they're on my ass. And when he passed away, the day that he passed away, like, they messaged me, and she was like, you're a fucking killer, bitch. You killed my brother. He died this morning. So that, right there, like, that hurt me too.
This is through social media?
This is through social media. So I ended up having to block, like, all his family members, his mom, his sisters, like, because... And I didn't feel like they were harassing me, but like in a way, like I was like, I don't have to deal with that,
you know? Disconnect from that.
Because I all the time, like, I would put myself in their shoes. If somebody did that to my sister, I would probably be hurt the same way.
Oh, yeah.
I would probably be mad at the world. I would be so upset, that why did you do that to her?
Did they have anybody sensible in the family that was like,
no,
everybody was going in.
Y eran güeros. So, you know, para ellos it's like they're probably like pinche Latina or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, but it was tough. It was really really tough, and it's crazy now because one of my friends, and I mean I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but he's kind of going through the same thing. But in DuPage County, he had an accident back in April, and it was a 3-car accident, and the lady that he hit passed away. But they're trying to give him like a lot of time, and his bond is like $1 million.
But was he actually drinking?
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
That's
I guess
actually
no,
different.
that is true. I mean, it is true, but just to see him like go through that, and just like seeing how the family, same thing, no, like they're not like, you know, caring about, you know, the situation, like they're hurt, you know. I don't blame them, but I see, you know, both sides, like from them, and like knowing what he did, knowing what I did, like I'm very empathetic to the situation
because it wasn't intentional.
It wasn't intentional.
You know what I mean? It's not like he went out and like, I'm gonna do this, right?
Right. Yeah, it wasn't intentional.
That's why you understand that side as well. Now, question: I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. That toxic relationship that you have, did it end as soon as that happened? Did he stick around?
He stuck around.
Okay.
Yeah, he definitely stuck around. He went through all the court dates with me. He was there for me. You know, he really was. It was tough because like right before I was like going into county, obviously, you know, like I knew, come on, guys are guys.
Nah, he was gonna hold you down.
Hell no, he didn't hold me down. He didn't hold down shit. I hope he ain't even listening to this, but I'm gonna talk my shit.
He was gonna hold you down.
Nah, I'm like, how the hell am I the one in jail and you're jail talking me? What type of shit is that? You selling me a dream. I'm the one supposed to be in here like, baby, when I get out, we finna get married, like, you know? No,
that's crazy.
He was supposed to be the one in jail.
That's funny.
No, I'm telling you. So it was like, I literally, like, I learned a lot about myself in there. That was the most sober that I had ever been in a long time, probably since the time that I was pregnant. You know, no smoking, no drinking, nothing. It was just straight in the cell.
Did you quit smoking?
What, after I got out of county?
Yeah.
Hell fucking no.
No. Okay.
No, hell no. But I'm going to tell you why. I have a lot of anxiety. I have and it helps so much.
Now you mentioned God too.
Yes.
You know, God dropped the ball on you.
He did. But
and then you came out. And where you at with God now?
My faith and my spirituality is big. It's really big. Católica? You know what? That's what I was gonna say. I grew up Catholic. I grew up Catholic my whole life. Me bautizaron, did my first communion, everything. But in county, it was technically Christianity, the Bible, everything, you know, which is funny because recently I started going to Bible studies, and my grandpa, él es bien católico, super, super Catholic. And I had shared it with my family, and I got back to him, and he came to me. He's like, un pajarito me dijo that you're going to Bible studies. What religion is it? And I'm like, oh, it's, I guess, Christianity. Mija, no, ese es pecado mortal. Like, you know, telling me, he's like, you can't do that. Like, you were born as a Catholic. We baptized you as a Catholic. Like, you can't do that, you know? And my mom was there, like, when he was telling me, he even pulled out the fucking Bible, like the Catholic Bible, you know? Because, like, the real Bible, the Christian Bible, has an Old Testament, New Testament, you know? And he was like, eso no es de verdad. Like, he was just like telling me, and my mom was like, look, whatever you feel at peace with, whatever you believe in, handle it. If you feel at peace going to Bible studies, and if you feel like God is talking to you through the word that you read or your everyday life, you're the one that has to deal with him. You know, I don't care if you're Buddhist, I don't care, whatever it is that you want to do, you're gonna do it. You just have to believe in something. You can't be walking around here like a lost soul. You gotta have faith in something. And I, like, the whole time that I was in county, I swear to you, like, I felt like he talked to me. Even the first day that I got there, dude, when they booked me, I was going crazy because my son, my job, like, I literally felt like I got stripped down to everything. Even from the time that they were asking me to take off my clothes and open my legs, and like, you get stripped down to nothing, you know? And the room that they put me in, literally when I walked in big ass fucking letters, like huge letters, it said, God is real. What other sign do I need other than that? Come on. Like,
well, you also got to think that they gotta latch onto something.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, but it was like they could have put me in any other room.
No, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
They all said the same thing, though, just so you know.
Oh, that's messed
No,
up.
hell no. He's like, come on, don't believe it.
We're not gonna try to downplay it. Hey, this is your story.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I felt like that was one of the things that I needed because like in the moment, like I was like no creía nada. Like I felt like I was like, dude, like am I really fucking going through this? And for me to have seen that like on the wall, like I was like, God is real. Okay, God is real. Cool.
Let's start off with that.
Let's start off with that. God is real. Okay. I didn't have weed to smoke, so I was like, let me pick up this Bible. Let me, whatever.
I don't know you didn't pick up the Bible the first day.
I did.
No way.
Es que tienen puros libros. What else? I wasn't going to read fucking Judy McGoody
I mean, I seen movies.
Shit.
You could have done sit-ups, push-ups, something.
Nah, I didn't have no energy. Imagine yourself like in a situation. The last thing you're going to want to do is a push-up.
I don't know. When I'm sad,
that was like 2 weeks in. That was like 2 weeks in that I was like working out. Then, I had to get my mind right. But the first days, like, I was trying to get my mental straight because I was going crazy.
You're like, why am I here?
Just realizing, like, dude, the cell is not even as big as this room. It's like probably like half, like from where this closet is to here.
Did you have another?
I had another.
Did you get lucky with the celly?
The first one, she was all right. She put me on a lot of games. She told me who to talk to and not to talk to. She told me how to do this, how to do that. But the rest of the time I had a celly that was crazy because we knew the same people and she made my time go by really quick because every night felt like a sleepover. We're fucking up playing cards, playing Monopoly, making food. Like she made my time go by fast.
Is that person still in?
No. She actually moved to Florida when she got out, which she got out like a couple months before me. And when she was in county, like she would do her own dreads and she was good at it. And I used to tell her like, bitch, like do that shit. Now she has 12K followers on fucking Instagram. She's booming out there. She's doing like basketball players' hair in Puerto Rico. Like she's really doing her thing, Yeah. So it's crazy. Like I'm telling you, like how you go through something and like en ese momento, like I felt like my life was over. Pero yo no pensaba like en el futuro, lo que iba a venir after the 6 months. I didn't think about that, until like probably like my 4th or 5th month when I'm like, okay, ya me lo voy a salir. ¿Qué voy a hacer? What am I going to do? I can't get out of here and be lost. Like I got to have a game plan. I got to know what I'm going to do. I got to know where to start, which like I said, no soy de aquí. So the only thing I had was my DACA and I lost it because of the felony. So no tenía seguro. ¿Cómo iba a trabajar? All I've ever known is an office job.
Were you able to fix that?
No.
Question: did anybody test your gangster?
Man, what? Yes. Because of the fact that when I went in there, like I didn't know a lot, so I wasn't talking to a lot of people, and a lot of females would just like be very indirect. Like there was a TV room, and I remember like the first instance that I had. This girl was like, oh, can you go get the remote? And I was like, oh, like, no, like, I'm not going to go get it. Like, why don't you go get it? She's like, I just asked you. I don't care. I'm not watching the TV. I'm over here coloring. Like, why the fuck do I need to go get it? So girls do that, or just inmates overall, a ver con quién pueden, and that's what my first cellmate told me. If anybody asks you to do something, do not fucking do it. Have them do it. If they're capable of doing it, because they're trying to see who they can push around and they're trying to see, who's going to do what. So I was like, all right, and that ever since that time, like that I talked back to her, like nobody said shit to me. Like everybody's like, okay, she's going to stand up for herself. But bitches really weren't on shit in there. The COs, Kane County overall was very strict.
That was in Kane?
Yeah, it was Kane County. The COs, everybody, like it was super strict. Like in the girl pods, casi no había peleas because they don't play that shit. You fight in there, you're catching another case. Period.
Mostly minorities?
It was honestly, it was a lot of white people in there. Mostly like heroin addicts. It was a lot of dopies in there, detoxing. It was nasty, man. It was crazy. The girl showers, like girls were shitting on themselves. Like it was, because you're detoxing. You gotta think about it, like they were throwing up. It was nasty. It was gross in there. I'm not gonna lie. It was way different than what I heard the guy pods were like. guys were a little more rowdy, they would fight. And when they would fight, they would lock us down. So we would always be pissed. Like, oh my God, now it's them fighting. Now we got to lock down on our free time just because they have to secure, you know, make sure that their pot is okay. Nothing else happens on ours.
Now, is food better than any other prisons? Probably. Is it the same?
It was disgusting.
It was terrible.
And I'm already picky as it is.
You're in Kane though, like más güeros.
Hell no, the cornbread was a choking hazard. It was dry. It was nasty.
You had it too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Kool-Aid had no sugar.
You were in King County?
No, I was in DuPage.
Oh no, yeah, no. I it's different in DuPage. Yeah, but they would have this thing called like you can order commissary. And people can order shit for you. It used to be called Fresh Favorites. And
this is like room service.
It's basically like room service. And they would bring it up, man. That's why I always tell my mom, I'm like, if I ever get on with this podcast shit or whatever it is that I do in life, woman, you ain't got to worry about a thing. Because I promise you, those Fresh Favorites, no están baratos. This shit's like $20, you know? And I was getting 3 a week. So imagine like her sending me that shit, you know, like
she was back on Similac for you, bro.
Man, for real. She was taking care of me. Like my parents held me the fuck down. Man, even my family, like I would never ever have to worry about money on my books. It was always money on my books all the time. Never missed a meal in there. Always. I was straight. That's why I have so much appreciation for my family and my friends now. Because when I was really down, like they had my back. That's like at the lowest that you could be in.
Did you see some people like move away, stay away, that
Friends?
you thought, thought were gonna be down?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And they just disappeared?
Yeah, it was like I mean, they reached out when I got out of county, but it wasn't like it was more shocking to me to be like, why are you reaching out now when you knew what I was going through? You know, you didn't have to put money on the phone. You could have sent me a letter.
You ghosted them?
Yeah. Honestly, like, I wasn't like, hey, I don't fuck with you. Fuck you. I wasn't doing that.
You just knew it was.
Yeah. I just knew, you know how, like, when you learn how to fuck with people accordingly? That's how I was. Like, I was like, okay, I wash my hands with you. There's no hate because that's what it says in the Bible, you know, you have to learn how to forgive. And I forgive them, you know, because they didn't have to do that for me. I didn't have to, you know, be there for me how I expected them to be. But the fact that they weren't there and me knowing what I was going through, like, I was like, damn, like, it is what it is.
But it probably just shows you, like, that, like, if you're counting on a friend, or if you have a friend, let it be something meaningful and then purposeful, than just having people like, oh yeah, he's cool, that's my homie. But in reality, he goes through something. That's really not my homie.
Yeah, no.
What I mean? Like,
but it was crazy because the people that were my best friends didn't reach out, and the people that I least expected reached out.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yep.
That shit fucked my head up. I would get letters from people that would be like, girl, I didn't even know that you were in there. How do I reach you? You know, your mom said you can text me, you know, because you could text on the tablets.
Did that get annoying though after a while? Like, I know you're stuck in there and not much to do, but when it's people that you really don't want to speak to, like, you're like, come on, man. Like,
hell no, I love talking to people.
Anybody.
Yeah. Anybody. Like, honestly, I missed home so much that when I did talk to my friends, like, it felt like I was on the outside. It felt like they would call me and tell me the tea. Girl, guess what happened this week? You know, and I would feel like, man, like, I'm almost out. Like, that shit would help me have something to look forward to, you know, because cuando estás ahí, no hablas con nadie, and you're just talking to your cellmates or whatever, and they don't know if they're going home. One doesn't know if they're going to prison. So it's just, you get in that environment and you get depressed. It's depressing, honestly. Like, it's really fucking depressing. So for me to talk to people on the outside, like, I was like, damn, like, I can't wait to go home. I cannot fucking wait to go home.
What was your first meal coming out?
Man, I don't even want to tell you.
You better not say
I'm embarrassed. No, I'm embarrassed. I don't even say it. Well, you guys aren't from Aurora. Well, you are. I went to Nickery's.
Where?
Nickery's? The
I don't
pizza?
Nah, the breakfast place on Lake Street. Everybody talks shit about it.
I don't know what that is.
I've never been there.
No?
It's
Nah.
good?
Check it out. You know, to each his own.
the
I
judge.
think it's all right. It's just like really old, and like it has such an old feeling, and people say it's nasty. I like it. I like it. My family likes it. That's like our go-to, like, pues vamos a Nicari's, you know, like, that's what I had. And my parents, like, they love that
And
breakfast.
you wanted that, right?
No, my parents took me.
Oh,
At that point, I didn't give a fuck what it was. I just wanted
Hey, you
outside
hungry? Let's
food.
go.
Man, that bacon tasted like the best bacon of my life.
Yeah,
I had
right.
it. Yeah. Eggs, bacon, hash browns. Yeah.
Did you eat a lot?
No.
Poquito?
Yeah, because the people that would like the people that I was in county with, they would be like, whatever you do, don't eat a lot, because that's just gonna fuck your stomach up. Your food,
Te va
te va a dar chorro. Like your stomach is not used to real food. You know, you're used to them like even like they would just feed us like pasta, bread, like it was all like carbohydrates. You know, so obviously like your body's like I even got fucking like empachada at some point, you know, like just eating all that shit in there. I hated it. Like I hated that shit. Noodles.
Yo, this a random ass question too. So out here, you get not that random.
Like,
out here, like in 6 months, you might catch a cold or a fever or you know anything.
Yeah,
something seasonal, right? Allergies. In those 6 months that you were locked up, did you get sick?
Hell yeah.
But was it the stuff that they were feeding you, or was it just like you felt like it was like, oh, I caught a cold?
I got a cold.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt like I got a cold.
Does that shit hit different in prison?
Yeah, porque not like if you're not, they would come and give you like basic medication like Tylenol or like Benadryl. You know, if you were stuffed up or something. You know what I had to do? Vendían los noodles, pero no like en vaso, like in the baggies.
Yeah.
And I would buy like the spicy chicken noodles and just drink the broth.
Oh, okay. And you thought that was gonna do it?
I didn't have anything else at that point. Yeah, because it opened up my like my sinuses. You know,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so si no me daban y no te dan like medicina que tú quieres, and you gotta think about it. Every doctor call like that you put on the kiosk, it was $17.
Oh, so you were like, I ain't gonna
keep calling them. You know, and they only like si quieres medicina, they'll give you one Benadryl. You know, like that.
So I got you through for like 2 hours.
Yeah. And then after that, I would have to either like put we had like these little towels that you would use like wash rags. I would have to like literally sit it like in the sink with the hot water and keep pressing the hot water to come out just so I could like put it on my face and try to open up my sinuses, you know, like that's the things that we had to do. Like even the little like the drinking the broth, I felt like that helped me.
Have you drank the broth now?
Hell no. Shit. But you know what's crazy? When I got a county, I tried to make a dip. It was disgusting. And I used the same fucking ingredients. It was gross. It was like noodles with fucking nacho cheese, pepperoni.
Oh, just to see if it would be good?
To see, like, I don't know why I craved it. Like, I was craving it.
And it was nasty?
I'm like, man, let me make a dip. That shit was nasty as hell. I threw it out. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I'm institutionalized.
Yo, that's crazy.
I swear.
That's funny. That's
I know.
hilarious.
It was horrible.
I know I've been asking a lot, bro. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good, bro. Because this is what I wanted to talk about too, right? Your experience and you going to jail and whatnot and doing your time. But this is what got you into podcasting then, which is crazy. Crazy. That's how it started. But obviously you got out. Then you first went on Ken's pod, right?
Yeah.
And then did he motivate you pretty much, or was it kind of him as well, like seeing him do it and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this shit too?
Yeah, I mean, I had already like seen him record a couple episodes, so I was like, I want to do that. You know, like I want to interview someone. I want to get to know them. I want to, you know, network. I want to do this. But when I did it with him and it flowed and it just felt so natural to me, you know, like doing that. So I guess you can say, yeah, that kind of motivated me. Yeah. And he would tell me all the time, like I would ask him like, Ken, I don't know where to start. He gave me pointers. Like he's the one, hey, you know, use Anchor. You know, at the time it was called Anchor. Now it's called Podcasters.
Right.
But he was like, yeah, you know, do this, start with your logo, blah, 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 you know, anything else you need, let me know. So he really like helped me a lot. I'm not going to lie. He really, really did.
When we were out there, you brought up something where it's like, I guess to kind of elevate your pod, you do need to have like
a team.
A team. And I agree 100%. Where it's like when you are doing it yourself, you can only dedicate like 25% for the video, now 25% for this, so you can dedicate 100% to that craft, right? And I'm bringing this up because we have gotten people who message us. It's like, what are some of the pointers? What, you know, like what can we do to start a pod? And right now that I have you on, I want to ask you that as well. Like for people who are listening, it's like some of the things that you've learned along the way of like starting your podcast. I know kind of, you know, gave you some tips, but people that are listening right now, they're probably like, damn, like I want to start one. Yeah.
I feel like first and foremost, more than anything, you have to be consistent with it, you know, especially if you want to build your audience. You really, really have to be consistent with it, which is why I'm so hard on myself now because I hadn't been consistent. be consistent with it. Think about what you want to reach for, like what audience you want to reach, who you want to listen to your podcast, topics. More than anything, I had to, like, my name, like the Honesty Bar podcast, like I don't know even know how I came up with that. I swear to God, like, you know, just thinking of the name and the logo. But that's like basic stuff. But more than anything, for sure, like you want to build your audience and really think about what you want to integrate in your podcast. I think what you guys are doing is dope. The name Compas Unfiltered, you know, because it's like you guys are compas, unfiltered, talk about whatever you want, which is dope, you know. So I feel like, yeah, you really just want to emphasize in what you want your podcast to be. Like $1 million worth of game, you know, we talked about it a little bit right now, but the name itself, like, okay, lo vas a escuchar, what y'all talking about, you know. So I feel like, you know, if you want to start it, that would be one of the main things that you want to really emphasize on.
Yeah. I agree with you. So I do have this a topic that a listener sent in, and they wanted a female perspective on this as well. So I wasn't gonna bring it up with the Pod Fam. Shout out the Pod Fam, but we got kind of caught up on other topics. I'm like, I'm gonna bring it up with Karla. So I think it was like a few weeks ago. I had asked, right, compa? I had asked, like, you know, what do you guys want us to talk about? So then they're like, oh, bring this up, and they're like, but we want a female's perspective. So it's when your siblings hang out, but they don't invite you because your sibling's partner doesn't talk to you. Ooh. How do you deal with that situation?
Damn, that's tough. I don't know. I've never been in that situation, but I feel like if I was in that situation, I don't know. I'll probably tell my partner, hey, look, I'm about to go out. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No, I don't know. That's tough. I feel like, why don't they like him? I guess I should say. They didn't, you know,
that's all they, fuck. I mean, we could make one up, right?
He's a cheating ass motherfucker.
I don't know.
They don't like the way he treats her or something.
Hey.
I feel like it would just, I was gonna say, I feel like it depends, like, on the, you know,
like what the reasons are.
Yeah, what the reasons are. Because if it's like, oh, you guys just don't like him because he cheats on me, well, y'all aren't the one laying with him at night. You know, let me deal with my relationship. If you guys can't respect that, then, you know, it is what it is. I say that because I did have a friend, I guess you can say, that was in that scenario, and her sisters, like, they didn't like the guy. So when she would go out, he wasn't like toxic, but he would be like, well, babe, let me come with, which I don't know why he would always want to come with regardless. But they were like, es que siempre lo traes y no te deja ser tú, you know, whatever. And she'll be like, dude, like, why don't you guys like him to come? Like, he's just with us. You guys are bringing your boyfriend sometimes. What's the problem, you know? So I feel like it just depends on the scenario, I guess you can say. Me personally, like, if you guys don't like him because of that, like, then don't fuck with me. You know, I'm sticking by my man. Is that wrong?
I somewhat agree, because I feel like especially once you take that next step and you're married, like, your wife or kids is your family.
Exactly.
That's your family.
Yeah.
Now, everyone else, you love them, right? You love your brothers, your sisters, your mom and dad, like, but this is your family.
This is your family now. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people, even when they do get married, because I've seen those scenarios where they'll be like, well, I have to be loyal to my family. Like, you know, and that causes problems in the marriage. Honestly, I've seen that. That causes problems. And
you're gonna be so loyal, you're gonna end up with your family.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. And like I said, you know, if I never judge, like, my friends from their issues with their man. You know, I could only be here to give you the best advice that I can, whether you want to take it or not. But you're the one that's gonna have to lay with them at night, not me. So if you want to be mad at him, girl, let's go out, let's go get a drink. And if you want to go back with him at the end of the night, that's your business.
You and whoever else he's banging.
Damn.
Psych.
Damn. He went there. Yeah, he went there.
Right. Yo,
he took it there.
My point was gonna be this. I say, you know, if that's your fam and they're not inviting you, right? That she's saying that they're not inviting, or he is saying
they're not inviting this person to the family gatherings because of the spouse. So
no, I'm not coming.
You're not going.
Yeah, I'm not coming.
I say don't go, bro.
I'm not coming. I mean,
you're not getting invited anyways. You know, don't try to go. Don't try to be part of it.
Yeah. I guess it's more like, you know, how do you feel, or how would you take it? Because, like, you see your siblings getting together, right? Like, you're the outsider.
I would feel salty. Absolutely. I mean, I think anybody would feel salty. But at the end of the day, like, if you choose to be with that person, that's what you signed up for. You know, si no los van a querer, pues you have to stick by them.
You also can't like force people to invite you somewhere, right? Like the feelings are yours.
Yeah.
So this is something you have to channel in and work on yourself. Okay, I'm not getting invited because of this. Okay, then you get to weigh it out. Okay, are they right? Am I in the wrong? Am I not focused?
Am I not seeing something?
Yeah, exactly. Am I not taking the right path here? Because if that's the case, then that's still something you got to work on. You know,
agree,
yeah,
not the people.
Yeah, because sometimes you can be in a toxic relationship and not really see what everyone is seeing.
Hey, that's good too.
I've been in that. I've been blinded by love.
That happens.
It happens to everyone, though.
Yeah.
I think so.
All the time.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, that's what I would go with too, bro. Channeling whatever's going on with you, figure out what they feel like that, and then boom, try to solve the puzzle. You know, because it's definitely something.
I try to do that now more. I think back then I would kind of like how you say you're just kind of just respond. You just kind of act. You just but
React.
You know, impulsive. And now I just try to look at it like, wait, like, am I the issue? Like, am I the one who's fucking up right now? Like, because why is everyone else okay with this situation and I'm not? And I really got to analyze it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm an overthinker too, though.
Oh, me too. Oh, man.
Yo, can we shout out the family though for being shady too though?
Damn.
That's shady,
You
dog.
want drama?
No,
for
I'm
real.
just saying though.
Quieres putazos, güey.
Nah, I'm just like I'm thinking about the whole thing. I'm like, man, that's a person's feelings. But like, if it ain't that serious and y'all just not inviting, like that's kind of shady. También,
Honestly,
you know?
that's shady.
Like respectfully, like if there's no real issue, y'all just don't like the person. That's shady.
Honestly, that's shady as fuck. I'm glad that I've never had to go through that. My family's very like respectful and non-judgmental.
No conflict.
Yeah, and like I come from a family where it's like y'all could have the worst of problems, but I said my vows and this is my husband, you know, and I'm gonna stick with him through whatever, and it's long marriages, you know, versus like the new generation, which is kind of like it ain't working out, let's divorce, you know.
Yeah,
I feel like that's just how it is.
That's real. And quick side note, based on what you've said too, like if you don't want people judging your partner, keep your mouth shut.
Exactly.
Like
I feel like
your problems are your problems.
Yes.
Like, solve them. Deal with them. Don't go spreading.
Don't
the
go spreading them. No,
because then they are gonna be judged.
And I always say that, and I've learned that now that I'm older. You invite people to your relationship the moment that you open up whatever's in your home to the outside people. Now you're letting them have an opinion on your shit, you know, and that gets in your head, honestly, because like if you go talk to your girls and, you know, me and my girls, we talk all the time, but we know that there's some things that are not up for discussion, you know, because it's your guys' issues. And I personally, I wouldn't want my girl to tell me, girl, he ain't shit, blah, blah, blah. You know, let me deal with him. Because at the end of the day, like, if I want to look stupid in private, I'm going to look stupid in private. You know, I don't want anyone talking shit on me. I don't want anyone talking shit to me. You know, I don't want anyone having an opinion on my shit. And the moment that I decide that I don't want to be with this ain't shit ass motherfucker, I'm going to deal with that on my own. You know, and I've had to go through a lot of shit for me to be the way that I am now, because when I was younger, like, I was toxic. Like, I'll admit it, I was toxic as fuck. But I think
we all go through that.
Yeah.
I think we do. Yeah, when we're younger, for sure. We all go through that stage. But I felt like I really, you know, had to outgrow situations and see shit for what it is, and knowing like, why does everyone have an opinion on my shit? Pues tú los invitaste. Tú los dejaste saber.
Yo, and on some real, without you even saying anything, your real friends will know.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll tell you before you even spread any information. Your real friends will let you know, hey, you're not the same. What's going on?
What's going on?
Hey, man, something's changed.
Man, I have a friend.
Are you okay?
I have a friend.
Boom, boom, boom. You
Shout
know?
out my friend Rosanna. She's like that. Oh, my God. She be on point with that. Like, she be like, girl, look, if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine.
Cool, but I
ain't been noticing you being the same. What's going on? You know? And she has that aura where you can trust and talk to, you know. That's why I really love her. But yeah, dude, your friends, your real ones are gonna notice.
Real ones are gonna know.
They're gonna know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree. So we got this last one that they sent in, and If you could be any other race besides Mexican, because we're all Mexican, what would it be and why?
You trying to be a good athlete? Or like,
right.
or like a good businessman?
Right. I mean, if I want to be like on Wall Street, I'll probably want to be like white, you know?
You want to be a good athlete?
But if I want to be like, you know, a fucking rapper, I would be like Young Dolph or something. I guess it just depends on what I want to be. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would want to be any other. I never really thought about that. But I mean, I guess with just like the white supremacy and like the issues that black people have to go through on a daily basis, and just even now, like the whole shit that happened in Alabama, it's fucked up.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever really thought about
being another race. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you. I mean,
I've never been like
people wouldn't.
Yeah, like I'm just like I don't want to be Asian.
But that is a cool question though.
Would you guys want to be any other race?
I wouldn't want to, but if like, let's say I can't be Mexican and I have to be something else, obviously.
What? You would be white?
No, I probably would be Asian.
Asian?
Yeah. Oh, you like math? Órale, güey.
Simon?
No, why Asian?
That man's smart.
They're smart.
They're smart.
They're smart.
Maybe like
can't drive for shit, but they're smart. Yeah. I shouldn't say that, right?
They make the best cars though, Toyotas, bro. They don't.
The best car?
Toyotas are, man.
Toyotas are good cars.
Reliable.
Yeah, they're really
no.
Yeah.
Why? What do you think? Don't say Chevy, bro.
Nah.
I got a Chevy too,
bro.
But
Hondas.
Nah.
No.
That's Korean or what is it?
I think it is Korean.
Hondas,
yeah.
Yeah, Hondas I think are Korean. I think.
No.
I think so.
I thought that was Nissans.
No, that's Japanese.
Oh, Japanese.
You gonna look it up right now?
I'm looking up the Honda.
Hondas?
Yeah.
People are gonna give a shit.
Right?
You looking it up, way?
Because Volkswagen is German, right?
Yeah.
Where are Hondas made?
Yeah, but in Detroit.
It didn't even do it. I hate doing this, bro.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess Asian would be straight.
I'm just thinking about like how smart they are, because most of them are.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I mean,
you typing it up, way?
Yeah.
Nah.
Now we gotta look it up, right? So,
I'm pretty sure they're Asian.
You would go Asian?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm pretty sure.
South Korea.
South Korea.
Oh, they are Korean.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Toyotas are like a Chinese-made car. No, I think Nissan are the ones that are Japanese.
Nissans, I think, are Japanese for sure. I had a Nissan.
Those are good too.
Yeah,
So
I had a Juke. Have you guys ever a Nissan Juke?
Those are newer.
They discontinued it after 2016, but which is fucked up because this was the year before I had my accident. I was driving on Church Road and this 17-year-old hit my car and it flipped. And I literally had gotten that car 3 months before, and I was so happy because it was like my dream car. It looked like a little spaceship, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, my fucking car."
So Toyota's Japanese, it says, and then Nissan's Japanese as well.
Yeah.
Where the hell are Hondas made? So I would put it like this: Toyota, Honda, Nissan.
For the best cars?
Reliable.
No.
Not the best. Like I want that.
Yeah.
More like if you want something reliable.
I don't think I would put Nissan there.
For long term?
I would put Nissan there.
For long term?
For long term, I would go Toyota and Honda.
I thought, no, I don't know. Don't listen to me. I'm a girl. I don't know shit about cars. Yeah, I just like how cute they look.
But look at it. Whenever you're on the road, just pay attention to how many old Toyotas are on the road.
True.
Facts.
And old Hondas.
Facts. That is true. Little Honda Civics.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're not lying about that.
Toyotas, Hondas, those are the ones that you see the most. Like, I mean, for me, I'd see Camrys all the time that were like super old.
Oh yeah.
And you'd be like, damn, that's a Camry.
Even when I worked in insurance, like everybody would buy like little Honda Civics, like viejitos, like and that was their work car, you know, that because they didn't want to drive like la mamalona to work, you know, they would drive their little shitty cars, get it dirty, whatever, and then la mamalona was for los domingos.
How the hell did we get into these car things?
Because we started talking about
what would you want to be?
Oh damn, that's crazy.
You didn't answer. What would you be? If you can't be Mexican?
Oh, man, that's tough, bro. Y'all went real smart with it though. You went because they're smart. You said
maybe Italian.
Oh damn, the mob! I forgot about the mob.
I would want to be Italian.
I'm not trying to be in the mob. That shit. I'm not trying to get out, bro.
I don't know, man. I would still want to be Latino though, bro. Maybe Colombian.
Damn, you ain't talking about the mob, but you want to be with the cocaine?
For real.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like what. Yeah, I don't know. But I still kind of want to be Latino, bro.
I would want to be some kind of Latino.
Yeah, I think I'd probably say Colombian. And yeah. Nicaragua's gone through some. Venezuela's going through some now.
Really?
I don't know, bro. So I'm just,
Colombian?
Yeah, I'd say Colombian.
From Bolivia.
Okay.
Bolivia.
Bolivia?
Wow.
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd go with some Latino. So I'd go with Colombian.
All right. That's cool. So we're gonna wrap this up. Do you have any shout outs or anything like that before we end the pod?
Nah, I mean, shout out my friends. I know y'all probably listening. Thank you for having me.
Well,
This was a good
on.
episode. I feel like a whole vent session. I hadn't talked about that since Kenji's podcast.
About
the whole county shit. Yeah.
Did he have as many questions as we did?
Yeah, about the same questions. Yeah. He was asking me more like, what did you do in there? I'm like, dude, I was a pod worker for a little bit, so little shit like that. But no, I mean, I'm glad that I could come on here and talk about it, and like maybe somebody had went through a similar situation or had to do time, and maybe they got out and they were lost too. But I just feel like if I could have a message, or if I could leave this podcast with a message, I would say don't worry about the storm. You're always gonna make it through. Like, whatever, you just gotta have faith. You literally just gotta have faith and hustle and put whatever pain and hurt that you've ever been through into your grind, and you're gonna overcome it, I would say.
I wanted to touch back. Do we have a little bit of time or no?
Go ahead.
And I wanted to touch back, and that's a really good message. We never went back to the cops and lawyering up, and they're never on your side because they try to be nice to you, right? They weren't rude.
Oh man, they're painting me the story.
And that's what kind of led you to go and say, yeah, I don't have nothing to hide.
Yeah, I was trying to be very cooperative.
So for the people that are in situations like this, what type of message would you give them?
Don't say shit. Don't cooperate with them. Ask for your lawyer. Period. Don't trust them. I'm sorry. I know that when we're going through shit in situations, who are the first people we're gonna call? The cops, because that's what we're instilled to. Oh, I need help, I need to call the cops. Obviously, of course, if your house is on fire, breaking in, whatever, of course, pero at the end of the day, they're doing their job, and their job is to
put you in jail.
Yeah. Especially like Ayos, they didn't know anything about me. They didn't know if I was intoxicated. They didn't know what the scenario was. They just know we got this fucking bitch that just ran somebody over. Let's book her. And
didn't go and left or whatever. Mm-hmm. They probably so don't talk, lawyer up, don't cooperate.
Nope, and that's it. I wish I would have known that. I swear to God, I wish I would have known that. Pero I feel like because I didn't know that, everything played out how it did, and I'm glad it did because now I know what I know.
Have you seen the cops that booked you?
Hell no. But if I did, I wouldn't say anything to him, to be honest.
God was testing you right now, bro.
Honestly, the old me, I would have been like, you been, yeah, no. But now how I am, he was doing his job. It is what it is. He did his job.
You gotta let that go.
He got to me, and I gotta let it go. I got out of county November 2020. You gotta think about it. It's almost 3 years now. I've had a lot of time to have growth since then. I've been through a lot of shit since then. My mind and the clarity that I have now is way different than then. So I feel like I'm in a really good headspace. I am.
That's what's up,
man.
Oh, yeah.
You dropped some gems today, man.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, no, thanks for having me, honestly. I'm really glad I came.
Yeah. That's dope. Make sure you guys follow the Honesty Bar podcast. Available everywhere. Not YouTube yet. Coming soon. Y'all motivated me.
That's what's up.
Very soon. All your socials. You want to drop your socials?
Yeah. So Insta, Whoa Karla Whoa. Facebook, if you want to add me, Karla Huerta. And I think that's really it. Yeah, just that. Don't add me on Snapchat. That's personal.
Are you saying them that for real, or are you just saying don't add me?
Don't add me. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna prove you. I'm just kidding. No, but yeah.
All right, cool. I was like, are you just saying
No.
that? Like,
Don't add me on Snapchat.
Okay.
All right.
now you're gonna have people looking for you though.
I know. No. Don't look for me. No.
You're making it worse. You're making it worse.
Oh man. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you again for coming out.
Yeah, thanks
we
for
really
having me.
appreciate it. This is Compas Unfiltered. Estamos para la otra. Peace.